my people, welcome back. I'm Miss Liliana. If you're new here, welcome. If you're an OG, welcome back. We are on the Keep Building show, right? A weekly review of how my week went, so you can also feel at home and know that it's not always that everything goes as planned, and also you get to learn how I'm building in the tech space as well. I am a tech educator in the summary. I'm a data analyst, also a strategist, marketing, digital marketing, and everything as such. So I call myself a tech educator. I'm building in the tech space, and I'm sharing my knowledge here through this weekly review to also get to understand what I'm going through and know what worked and what didn't work, and also just take a record of how my whole journey has been, so that in the future my children, grandchildren, everybody can see the effort, the work that went in to actually get the lifestyle that I want in the coming years, right? All right, so I did previous video a week from now, and I'm doing this video today too as well. It's quite like calm doing this because on Mondays I chose Mondays to be my free day. I'll call it that way, but I call it a slow Monday, mind Monday, or Monday mind, or mind Monday, whereby on Mondays I just take my time to get into the week. What that means is that if I want to start activities, like today I went for a walk, I stretched myself to go further for the walk, and coming back I just freshened up, just thinking about how I'll plan my week, what are the major things I will do for this week. And that's basically my Monday. So my Monday is more of like me just taking a breath and strategically planning my week. Most of the time when you're working a 9 to 5 or you're working for someone, you have to do that on Sundays. But sometimes Sundays are just for family or just for resting, right? So Monday I get to use my brain to just plan, think, right? So it's like thinking Monday, right, for me. And last week I tried to, after doing all the thinking and I did the video, it was quite calm. It felt like, okay, I have my week review done. So I was like, okay, let me do it as well, because the week just ended, and going into the new week, if you review it, it does another thing to, like, it adds another cushion for me to know that, oh, I can do this way this week, right? So that's why I'm thinking on taking the Monday route every Monday to record most of the time, because some Mondays can be unpredictable. All right, so therefore let's get into reviewing week 29 of 2026. It's week 29 already. So we have 52 weeks in a year, and we've done week 29. We've done 29 weeks. We are in week 30 now. So that's approximately 22 weeks more to go for the year to end. I am sitting here and I'm like, hey. But anyways, let's get into it. Last week was quite interesting. I almost forgot my guide, but let's get it right. I've not chewed the guide in my mind, so I would have to keep using my journal to get it right. All right, so we start with work, we go into emotional state, we go into the spiritual state as well, we go into health state, knowledge, and then we describe our week, right? So for work, I have my calendar here just so I know what I did from last week. So last week I started my Monday quite well, planned it. It was so amazing. I just spent time to think about Miss Miliana. Right, I thought about Miss Miliana, not thinking of it as, okay, not thinking of me as, oh, what am I doing wrong, I just sat down to say, okay, what are the things I really want to do, right? Where do I want to show up for myself? And one was showing up on LinkedIn has been something that has changed my life. So I was like, LinkedIn for sure. And it's quite slow for me on that platform, because I'm like, what else can I post? But I realized that I'm not done with the 100 days of data for 2026, so I'm like, we have to finish it. So I scheduled about 20 posts for LinkedIn from day something to day 40, day 21 to day 40, post about my 100 days, right? So 100 days of data is a challenge I started in 2025, right? And it was amazing for me to actually just break into that. I'm a data analyst and have been able to do this 100 days on LinkedIn, right? So in 2026, the challenge was to do 3 sets of 100 days, but unfortunately we are still on set 1, and it was just actually putting that into a video recording on YouTube. And we've done that. We've grown the channel to about 120 subscribers. I've done 70 videos so far, so 30 more to go. So therefore, whilst the videos are on YouTube, it will be amazing to have my LinkedIn people know that, oh, the videos are on YouTube. So I was like, okay, that could be content for that as well. So I created it. So it's more of like, oh, this is what we talked about on day 20, day 21. Then I put it on YouTube, and I tell you that it's on YouTube. You can go watch it. So anybody that comes to my LinkedIn, they get to know that, oh, I'm teaching, and that she has videos on YouTube for that, right? And also drive traffic to that part. I also doing that, I was like, okay, I want to start my Substack and I don't really know what to start with. I was like, okay, let me build a foundation with the 100 days. So it's like the 100 days of data has just been a foundation that I'm leveraging on to actually keep going, even if I'm slow on building, right? If I'm slow or not knowing what to do, it's more of like I've built the foundation and now I'm just taking it slow, trying to weed some things out and then know what's next to build on my foundation as well. So it went well on that end, and I ended it with actually recording the review of previous week before this, and it was well. I also now strategize for other, decided on what other brands I am going to focus on, right? When I say brands, are the companies I actually, in quotes, consult for, right, to build my portfolio. What I mean is that I'm consulting for them, giving them all my brains and my knowledge at a value of building my portfolio. What I mean by that is cash, real money, cash is not coming in, but I see the value of me getting the experience, me getting to upgrade my portfolio and say, oh, this is it, me getting to have evidence of my work, and that's it. So that was my Monday. My Tuesday was quite interesting because I was able to record 100 days of data to day 70, right? We are around day 66 and I finished it up to day 70. We have the Data Foundation online program, right? So I have been teaching it live, but I want to have a recording that everybody can go on to, and then we could close that online. So online is when you come, the videos are already there and go on. So I did that on Tuesday. Also help other brands I've been working with, and it was quite interesting, right? Quite interesting. We have a career expo coming up next week, Friday, on 31st of July. So therefore, we just had meeting. The meeting was very lengthy and all that as well, but it was a successful one on Tuesday. On Wednesday too, we have multiple trainings as well. I had work. What did I do? Yeah, I had work. And by Tuesday, when I was going to bed, I was like talking about the foundation, having the 100 days of data and then moving in. So I was like, okay, what's next for me right now? Because right now, it's quite difficult. Should I say difficult? It's quite... It feels like that chapter is closing, or that chapter is evolving. What chapter am I talking about? Me training online. So I started teaching data analytics November 2024. So November 2026 makes it 2 years. And when I started, I had a conversation with my inner self. I had a conversation with God, and I asked that, okay, I have quit my job from the bank. Now I am going into teaching data analytics and monetizing that knowledge of mine, that skill of mine. how long should I build that for? And we gave ourselves 2 years, right? So within this 2 years is you teaching online, you trying to get like as many people as you can teach, and build a new foundation for your career. So 2 years of building the foundation as a data professional, right? And that moved me to accepting that I'm going to be in the ed tech space, right? Education and technology space. And also that has made me unlock my voice, right? Has made me unlock my potential as being a marketer, because I just keep selling what I believe in, and unlock my ability to actually be a community builder, right? I didn't know that I really don't like people in quotes, or like being in the midst of people for so long, right? I am a party how do they call it, life of the party, but it's just for the party. Right after the party, I'm off. It's like that. Like, I can have the energy for as long as the party lasts, and afterwards I'm off. Like, I'm just quiet. Basically. So getting to start all these things, I've gotten a lot of amazing new friends. A lot of shedding has gone off. I've lost friends, I've lost my relationship, I've lost everything. But within these 2 years was building my foundation of becoming that data professional, that go-to data person, that go-to tech person. And so therefore 2 years is almost here, right? So November, so yeah, in July, August, September, October, November. So August, September, October, November. So we have approximately 4 months to wrap up that foundation part, and I think the foundation has been built. As of now, I can say I have trained about 500 individuals in data. And so therefore, what's next for me? Online, right? So almost online. I didn't do any in-person training, or online. Then it just came to me that move that into in-person. Why? Because AI is coming, right? And the world is it's getting to be like a lazy world, right? In terms of like AI thinking for us now. Thinking of it, like AI is thinking for us now. People are working from home. Someone like me, I don't even have a personal assistant that I would say that come to the house, let's work together, or personal assistants coming to work with me, or even helping me. Like, I'm just alone in this four corners, unless I go out to see my grandma. Sometimes I can spend my whole day in the whole room, and like the only time my grandma has to find a way to get me, right? And we miss that in-person touch, right? We miss that bond. And it's quite very important for us to know that there's someone out there for us. So I'm like, okay, I want to do an in-person training. And beginning of this half of the year, beginning of July, which is half of the year, I was like, okay, we are going to do it. And we are going to do it in August, right? So I started putting out, like, telling my learners that, I'll have an in-person training in August. Are you interested? So people started registering. So on Tuesday night, whilst I was just reflecting on my day before Wednesday, it came to me that why wait till August, right? Because last week was like 14th of July. I was like, you're going to wait. And August, so I said late August. So you're going to wait for like 6 to 7 weeks before you have the first in-person. Why? And I was like, oh no, I have a partnership with an academy to actually have in-person training. So that was supposed to happen this week on Thursday. I was like, okay, it will happen. Like, I'll have one with my partnered academy on Thursday, so that will count for July. And I kept asking myself that, what if you have 2 in July and you have 2 in August, or even 4 in August? That is actually building something. I was like, okay, then I will do July, because what's the worst thing that could happen? So immediately on Wednesday, I started reaching out to my learners that, okay, what if I say we are going to have a meeting, we are going to have a training on 25th of July. are you going to come? And it was amazing that I got more than 10 people registering. And I was like, woo, these people are really interested. So now I needed to get a venue, and I reached out to my colleagues, my friends in the tech space. I ended the week with a disappointment, but a very good friend of mine was like, don't worry. He's a manager of a hub, and was like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to work it out for you. I still didn't believe him, because the very first person that gave me the disappointment was like, don't worry as well. So I was like, you people, like, let's confirm. He was like, he'll confirm it on Monday. I was like, okay, hooray. And therefore it was like, okay, then let's do that. And as I'm sitting here, the venue hasn't confirmed, so I'm going to tell my people. Yeah, and it's so amazing to know that I just thought of it, what's next for me, and that's it. So I am going to use, it's more of like, now let's think of it that the foundation, I've laid the foundation, right? And I'm going to actually start putting in I'm building a skyscraper, right? So now I'm going to put in the pillars that was going to hold the building, and that is actually my in-person training. So it's official, I'm going to start in-person trainings, and that is a new chapter for me. I'm unlocking as I wrap up my building phase of being an edtech person, or being an edtech educator, or a tech educator in that realm. And that dream, or that inspiration came on Tuesday night. Wednesday I started the action. Thursday I was following up on the venue. Friday I got the first breakup first disappointment. And on Friday again, I reached out to other people, just reaching out to venues, because I didn't have money. I don't have money to go and be booking 2K venues, so I needed to use my people, right? And amazingly, one has logged in now, so I'm so happy. I'll see about the financing part of things. It's either going to be free or like minimal, so therefore. And then what else? So that's about me training. My main work, that's actually my main work is to teach, right? And my consulting works, I call them consulting work at this point, yeah, is going well. But consulting work is more into strategy, operations, performance, and also digital marketing as well. So it's been amazing. We had a meeting with a potential client. My fingers are so crossed that I get to be their marketing lead, so that some dollars could come in, right? But it's been amazing, and it was so good to have that done. I also had two speaking engagements, one on Wednesday and one on Friday, and it was just about how data is everything around us, right? It's not really, you don't have to think of it as a big huge job you have to learn for 4 years, 5 years, but bring it home, right? Just like how I'm recording these videos, these are ways of me taking record of myself and later coming to analyze it and know the growth I have and what worked for me and what didn't work for me. And it was amazing to do that. It was really amazing to do that. So work wise, I've spoken a lot, and it's been amazing. And what I want you to take from my work wise from last week is that when the idea comes, just move into action. What next did I need to do, right? When the idea comes that, why wait? I had the idea at the beginning of the month, right, to actually start in-person training. And at the beginning of the month, I logged in a partnership. So that partnership is going to be in-person trainings most of the time. So if that partnership has come, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to dwell on that partnership. But I later pushed myself to question myself that why can't I expand that training to also have more and build on that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do more free trainings as well, just to have like testimonials, to have records, to have more pictures to show my effort and my work, right? And immediately that idea came, I asked myself, why wait? And even that was the message I sent to my learners. Why wait till August? Let's do something in July. And to my amuse, I got about 20 people signing up. And those 20 people, let's say 50% attend. That's 10 people. And that's actually... All right, so I had a work call. I will add a little... I took a video, so I'm going to add a little of what my boss, my clients, my mentor said.
This is the type of expertise that we need to show, right? To debunk all the, stereotypes.
Yeah.
And remember, I said,
right. I help with strategy on that side and marketing especially. All right, so I was wrapping up with work. I don't even remember. I don't want to stand up to check the video, so therefore, let's just go with the flow, okay? All right. Okay. All right. So now let's go into emotional state and spiritual state altogether. How did I feel it last week? Last week, in fact, for majority of this July, and me actually building my relationship with God. Trust me, I believe that building your relationship with God is actually building your relationship with yourself. Like, that's, like, anytime you build it, anytime I get to say, okay, I'm focused on God, it all boils down to my inner self. Is like, I'm focused on me as well. And it's so beautiful to actually just grow to that extent of just sitting with yourself. Like now, I can wake up in the morning and I don't know if you, like, OGs may have heard me say this. My electronics do not go to the bed with me. I lock them up. I actually turn them off and put them in my drawer. And when I wake up, most of the time, I can just spend 1 hour in bed just thinking about myself. Like, all right, things that I working out, things that are not working out. And it's so beautiful. And whenever I'm reading the scriptures, whenever I'm reading a book, whenever I'm reading, like, just spending time with God, it always boils back to me. And remember, as Christians, when you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior, there's something that most preachers or most people say is that you have invited God into your heart. And I remember, like, always grandma says something that, mostly when grandma is praying in the evenings and mornings, she'll be like, no, in the evenings especially, I have opened my heart to you to dwell in it. Right? You knock on my heart door and I open it and dwell in it. So I'm like, okay, we want to build a relationship with God. And all the time, it's like, we want to actually please other people as building relationship with God. But it's actually an inner thing. It's really an inner thing. And that brings peace. That brings joy. That brings, like, I'm just there and I can just burst into laughter. I'm just there and I'm just happy, and I'm happy and I don't know why I'm happy, and I'm happy because I don't know why I'm happy. And it's beautiful. So last week it was more of like, I was really just calm. I was okay. I was cool. I actually worked out, right? That would be for health state, but I was just calm. I was just like, my emotional state was just like at rest. And I was working with what comes to my heart and to my mind. My emotional state was just at rest, was just at peace. I was not really scared. I was not really sad. I was not, like, I was just calm. At a point previously, before last week, I actually was quite a bit sad about me being single. At this age, if you are single, it feels some way. And it was, I mostly was with myself, and I was like, what is making me feel sad about me being single? And I realized that I was consuming experiences that are in that realm, because I'm like, my, like, people around me, like my very close friends, two close friends of my female, one is married already, the other is a fiancé, right? And my male friends are just male friends. None of them have like said, oh, I like you, or I love you, or I want to be in a relationship with you. The ones who are saying so, they are not serious. I don't see them as, yeah. Alright. And then on the content I was consuming, like weddings, proposals, like I'm getting, so I realized I was consuming that a lot. That's why that desire arose and it made me feel sad. So immediately I switched it up, started listening to a lot of podcasts and all that as well. So last week was more of like podcasts. I listened to a lot of Marion Golding. Marion Golding a lot, and it was beautiful to like discover that and change what I was listening to. And so like what you consume a lot is important. And I also started reading a book, Becoming a Better You. And that was brilliant and amazing. So my emotional state, what made me happy last week was I was just calm. And I was just like, immediately I think of what to do the next day. The next day comes and I do it. So finishing it, I'm happy that I finished it. Like that was my highlight of, I think of the thing, I put in the work, I get I see the result I see. Sometimes it amazes me and I'm good to go. I didn't overthink things. I didn't just like, my emotional state was just calm. That's how best, calm after rest. Like that's how best. It was like I was working from the place of rest. I wasn't so pull, like I was just calm. And spiritual states was quite interesting for me. As I said, if you are getting closer to God or you're trying to build a relationship with God, it goes back to discovering like yourself and building a relationship with yourself. And I ended the week actually, like there was something that happened. I was having a conversation with someone and the person has his own beliefs. And I also have my own beliefs, right? We all believe in God, but the doctrines are different. And for me, I have grown to this level that I'm like, I believe in God and I believe in God for my reasons and I believe in God for who I am. But in this level of me learning and expanding my knowledge, it has moved on to being, I believe in God because I believe in God and that means I believe in myself. That's what I want to say. Like me believing in God means I believe in myself, right? Because I'm God, not in the sense that there's like the supreme is not there, but I believe that the supreme lives in me. So if the supreme lives in me, then I believe in who is in me and who is in me is me. Like, I don't know if it makes sense, but like, if you are looking outside to like, the more thing is like, we started going to church and when there was a time when you are not going to church, you feel guilty. There's time that when like you are doing things and then they're calling yourself a mommy, and all those things. The external factors doesn't really cut it anymore. But when you deepen that relationship with God, the internal factor makes the external factor make sense or like affects the external factor. So therefore, whenever I'm describing God and everything, I remember that, oh, this God lives in me. This supreme being I believe in lives in me. So therefore, like whatever I want to do, I can do it. Right. So that's where my spiritual level is at right now, that I believe in God so much. I am a Christian because of that. I have seen testimonies. My biggest testimony I hold that makes me a Christian is my mom. And looking at that, there's everything that I need within me, right? And God lives within me. So this person that healed my mom and that made me be in birth through my mom is still like now lives in me. So who am I? I'm a child of God and I can do anything. That's where I am at. And so I'm sure if you've been following me, you've seen me talk about God in so many ways, talk about Jesus in so many ways, talk about the scriptures in so many ways, but we keep learning each every day. And I would say that learn to build that relationship with God. And whenever you realize that, the thing is, when a lot of people desire it, and when they get to like, oh, I'm doing this, they now get to now face themselves, and they are scared to face themselves, so they stop it. So that's one reason you are being inconsistent with building relationship with God, because it will boil back to you, right? And these are the three ideas. So I am wrapping up. So that's like spiritual state, and then I ended the week Sunday with me listening to Apostle, like connecting with Koinonia, Apostle Joshua Selman, and he was talking about the pillars of you being a compelling Christian. That's it. And the very first one, he said the very first pillar was conviction. So I sat down whilst like the preacher was going on. What are my convictions that makes me a Christian? And what is like my conviction has to be tied to my identity. And I actually realized the reason I'm a Christian is like the testimony my family carry. When I mean my family, my grandma and my mom carried. My mom, that's like, that testimony is going to come in either a book form or a big conference, but my mom's life is a big testimony that I see that if someone tells me there's no God, then I'm not supposed to be on earth. And that's the beautiful thing. I'm not supposed to even have a mom. Like, I won't be there. I won't be in existence. Right? So that conviction was like, oh, like the mother that birthed me made it's like that cemented who I believe in. And then I was like, okay, then if this is, I believe in God, what is my identity? What confirms my identity as well? And I got 3 scriptures for that. Genesis 1:26, right? God created man in his own image and likeness. So I'm created in God's image and likeness, right? Psalm 82 verse 6, if I'm correct, right? For he are gods and he are children, he are sons of the Most High, right? So it's telling us that we are gods as well. And the final one is John 10:30. When Jesus said, "I am my Father are one." So that actually takes me to Jesus being the example of being with you and your Father being one. Like, I and the Father. He didn't say my Father. I and the Father are one. So it's like he is the person who has been able to live the life of he and his Father are one. He understanding that. So if I believe in God, as I believe in God, the templates that I can work with is Jesus Christ's template, like learning things from him, right? As well. So that's what I learned. Because look at it, let's not go into that, right? So that's like spiritual state. My health state, last week I didn't work. I did workouts. I think I worked out 2 days in a week, and today I worked as well. I think I worked about 9,000 or 8 to 9,000 steps as well. And food wise, I ate wache, I ate beans, I took in breakfast and all that as well. Knowledge wise, I'm reading a book, and the book is Becoming a Better You, and what I've read so far is like, you have the potential, everything is in you, do not focus on the negativities and all that as well. So how would I describe my week? My week from last week was actually working from a place of rest. Was I'll describe it as taking action immediately. Taking action or fast tracking execution, or execution right after idea, right? So taking action, execution right after idea, or something like that. So that's how my week went. I hope you had a wonderful week as well. Whenever you're watching this, I want you to know that the best way to actually be who you are, be who you want to be, is beautiful. I just do it. I don't know. The best way is beautiful. I don't know the best way, but I hope me doing this gives you some confidence and some push that, oh, it's beautiful to actually focus on yourself. These are ways that I focus on myself. These are ways that I come back to my content. Sometimes you get overwhelmed with other people's content and you forget yourself. So me creating this content, I could have made it private, but I just wanted to be public for someone I may never know, right? As well, right? So yeah, you may also start you may also start creating content, recording yourself and make it private. Well, it's how you come to it, right? As well. But I think that this will bless someone, so that's why it's public. I don't know why I'm giving that explanation, but my week was great. My week was really execution, and it was a success as well. At a point in time, I had a shaky, but it was good. It was good. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye for now.